Hey YouTube, what's up? This is Fragments of Memory, aka the Armchair Philosopher. Um, Last night I went to go see Rise of the Guardians, a wonderful animated movie. I am a sucker for animated feature films. This one is no exception. The basic premise of it is there are these group of guardians, and they each deal with protecting the children of the earth via things like faith, wonder, and belief. And one of them was the Easter Bunny. The Easter Bunny was one of the guardians, and he was presented like a sort of crocodile Dundee type of a guy, a guy that's on the Australian outback, and he carries boomerangs around. There was the Sandman who gave children beautiful dreams. There was Santa Claus, of course, and there was the Tooth Fairy. And then, of course, then the Man in the Moon selected a young boy, a young man by the name of Jack Frost. And of course, Jack Frost's power was to freeze things. And throughout the whole movie, Jack Frost didn't know what his purpose was. And that was sort of the crux of the film. And of course, there was a villain by the name of Pitch Black. He was the boogeyman, and he incited fear, and he was taking away the hope from the children and the wonder and the faith by instilling fear in them. And those somewhat corny in some elements, it got me to really thinking about issues like faith again. That's why I think television and movies, if done in the right way, can convey a message, a positive message. But basically, one of the things I got from the movie is that faith is a very powerful thing. Belief is a very powerful thing, and I've 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 accepted that idea for a very long time, that a belief system is so powerful it can impact the way you think, what you do. So when there is, for example, when you convert to a religion and you believe in that religion, if you truly believe in that religion, your your life's going to all be altered because you believe that this is the true faith. So you're going to start doing things in accordance with the faith. You're going to not go to certain places because it may conflict with what you believe. You may not hang with certain individuals. You may not even mess with certain objects, for lack of a better word. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to be perfect in your faith, or that you're going to do everything 100% correct all the time. No, because you're gonna slip up in your faith. Um, and that's kind of, and I think so. Belief can be beautiful. It can also be faith can also be misplaced, but that's a whole nother subject. Another thing that I really liked was the fact that about the film, the animation was great, but the other lesson that it brought out to me is that we all have our gifts and our talents and our purposes on this planet. We may not necessarily know what it is, and there was a scene that got me a little choked up, I'll admit, was when Jack Frost says to the Man in the Moon, because the Man in the Moon never speaks in this movie, and the Man in the Moon, he says, you brought me here, you sent me here. What's your purpose? What's my purpose here? And many of us have wrestled with, what is our purpose on this planet? What have we been sent here to do? What have we been sent here to achieve, to accomplish? Or are we just supposed to die and give our bodies to the elements and that's it? So, and the thing is that Jack Frost already had what was in him inside of him already. It took him having to go through some things to pull it out of him, but he was already doing it. So I liked how the movie really played that up. And I thought, even in the movie version of The Wiz, this is brought up, where the Scarecrow is looking for brains, but it turns out the Scarecrow already had his intelligence. The lion already had his courage. He just didn't realize it. The Tin Man already had heart. And I think Dorothy points it out to them towards the end of the Wiz movie. You had it all along. So I think we have what we need for our purpose. Sometimes it's hard to find our purpose. I'll be honest with you. I'm not necessarily certain what my purpose is. but I wrestle with that on a daily basis, as we all should. I think we all need to think about it and consider it. Another thing I liked about the film was the fact that none of those people's gifts were insignificant. And just because your gift isn't flashy and showy and draws a crowd doesn't necessarily mean it's not necessary or that it won't be missed when it's gone. And I think people, we're so used to the flash and the flare. We need the pyrotechnics, we need the sound effects, we need the light and the magic. When in reality, you don't the light and the special effects is just showmanship. It's not necessarily the reality. It's flash and flare, and that's what we react to. Because number one, I think here in America, we love flash and flare. Well, I think human beings do in general, but I know in America, everything's big and loud, and everything has to be big, large, huge, so to speak. Where sometimes the most effective things are the real subtle, quiet things, not the big, gigantic, humongous, enormous things. It's just they're more noticeable and they get more airtime. um, what else can I say about the film? That fear is always with us, no matter what. Fear is always with us, and fear can mess up anything. But faith is always with us too, and I think faith can truly combat fear. Take that however you want to take it. You should check out Rise of the Guardians while it's still in theaters. I think it's a well done movie. And if you're a sucker for animated movies like I am, go see it. Take care and be easy like Sunday morning. Take care. Peace.